Hey guys, it's Alicia. My family and I just got back from Bolar Mountain Recreation Area on Lake Moomaw, and this was our very first camping trip of the year of 2020. Now, our state has begun to lift a lot of different restrictions. Campgrounds are one of those things where they are now opening up. And so when we found out that the campgrounds were opening, we definitely wanted to go and do a little camping. This was also the first trip with our new trailer. We have just been camping in our driveway. So again, when we found out that we could actually take the trailer to a campground, we were pretty excited about that. And we chose this one because we like it a lot. Now, it is quite a drive into this campground. This campground is located near Hot Springs, Virginia. And like I said, it's a little bit of a drive from there into the campground. But it's very beautiful up here. And so as far as I'm concerned, it's worth it. The campground sits on the northern end of Lake Moomaw, which is a man-made lake that is over 2,500 acres. And it has 43 miles of wooded shoreline. Bolar Mountain is part of the George Washington and Jefferson National Forests, which span across Virginia and parts of West Virginia and Kentucky. The campground is kind of broken up into 4 main loops, and that is Campground 1, 2, and 3, and then Sugar Ridge. Now, we stayed in Campground 1, and that seems to be the one that has the most sites with electric. Campgrounds 2 and 3 do have some sites with electric, but as I said, Campground 1 has the most. And I believe Sugar Ridge does not have any sites with electric. As far as what the sites have, they have picnic tables, lantern posts, campfire rings with grills, drinking water, and flushable toilets and showers are also in the campgrounds. Now, the fees for the sites range anywhere from $16 for just basically a standard tent site to $30 for these sites that have electric. The loop that I'm showing you right now is Campground 1, and those sites that I showed you down by the water, from what I could tell, none of those have electric. Now, the ones up here that I'm showing you now do. So we stayed in one of those, and we also reserved our spot. Some of these spots are reservable and some of them are not. It seems like it's about every other one of them you can reserve. But as you can see from these spots, they're really nice sized. They're decently spread out, so you get a little sense of privacy in your spot. Now, the last time that we were here, it was fall, and so it was kind of a completely different experience. A lot of the leaves were off the trees, and so it's a lot more leafed in, which kind of leads to a little more sense of privacy in here. But it also was really beautiful in the fall time because there were some leaves still up, and they're very, very pretty. Now, this campground is not open in the fall anymore. They close after Labor Day, so unfortunately, fall foliage is not something that you get to see up here anymore. So here's our spot. It is number 21, I believe. Again, decent sized spot, and we enjoyed it. So coming up to the right is the dump station, which is a little tricky. They've got that kind of tight going out of there, but it still works. Anyway, that's the dump station. And then beyond it is the bathrooms and the showers, which when I go camping, that's one of the most important things for me is the bathroom facilities. I want to have a decent shower because we don't typically take showers in our trailer. Now, my husband did this trip, but it's because these showers were really a huge disappointment, to be completely honest. I don't remember them being this bad the last time we were here, but I'll show you the restrooms first real quick. Just basic restroom, nothing fancy, obviously. Totally fine for what you need camping. I feel like they were clean enough. You know, they weren't super clean, but they weren't gross either. So again, I don't expect a whole lot from a bathroom, especially in a campground, and this one was fine as far as I was concerned. So now going around to the showers, which are just on the opposite side of the bathrooms there. They had 4 showers, And like I said, they were pretty disappointing. This first one that I opened up here, it's not even what it looked like. It was fine as far as the campground shower goes, but there was no lights. And then the one next to it didn't have a lock. And then all 4 of them didn't have hot water. And when I say they didn't have hot water, I'm not just saying it was like lukewarm or something. It was ice cold water, to the point where I'm too big of a baby to take an ice cold water shower. And so I didn't. What we ended up doing was going over to the campground next to it. And I used those showers, which were gloriously hot. So that's what I ended up doing the whole time, was just hopping over to the campground next to this, which was the Sugar Ridge, and using their showers. We actually considered seeing if we could move over to that campground, but that's when we realized they don't have electric over there. From what we could see, there wasn't a single site with electric. So we stayed where we were in this one and just used their showers. But I would say that's probably the biggest complaint I had about this campground this time around. Like I said, last time, I don't remember that being an issue, but this time it really was. The fact that their showers were just not really in working order was a huge, definite thumbs down for me, because I want to have at least a lukewarm shower at the end of the day and not an ice cold one. I can go jump in the lake if I want a ice cold shower. And the other thing I should mention is internet or any kind of phone service, really in general, is extremely limited here. I think I only got service a couple of times, and one of those was when I was directly in front of the lake, and then another was when I went on a hike and it was at a fairly decent elevation. Other than that, the rest of the time I pretty much had zero service. So if you're someone that needs phone service and internet service, this is probably not the campground for you. But if you're looking to unplug and get away from all of that, this definitely is, because it forces you to do so. Just down the road from Campground 1 is the beach access, and it was a nice little area. And that's one of the main things that people do here, is go to the beach. There's also boating and other activities, but this beach is one of the main things that people like to do while they're here. And we didn't do it that much because it rained the whole time we were here. There's also a playground area across the road there, bathrooms and showers, spray area to clean yourself off after going to the beach, and then that is the beach down below. I didn't go down and film because there was a bunch of kids and I didn't want to get them on camera. But here's a picture I took from the beach when we were there. But that's the beach, and right down from it is an amphitheater. And then just down from the beach access parking lot is another parking lot that has access to picnicking, and as you can see there, a nice little picnic shelter. Now, one of the main things that people like to do is boat. And so this is the boat launch area. Other activities to do while you're here are fishing, and of course, my favorite, hiking. I didn't get to do very much hiking just because it rained the majority of the time that we were here. I did do a couple little hikes, and I will insert pictures of the one little hike that I did. And the one spot, or one of the only spots I should say, where I had cell reception. So I'll insert that here. All in all, we had a pretty good time, even though it rained a lot of the time. We got to use our new trailer, got to bring our ugly dog there, who also had a pretty good time. And I think our kids had a pretty good time too. It was sort of bittersweet since this is the last camping trip that our oldest is going to be going on with us anytime soon. But we're glad we got to go at least one more time before she ships off to boot camp. It was also nice to do something that just felt normal for the first time in a long time since the pandemic. It was a nice little escape from everyday life for just a couple of days. As I said before, my only real complaint about this campground was the fact that the showers were awful this time. Hopefully that's something that they get fixed, and next time that won't be the case, because other than that, it's a really nice area and a nice campground, and it's one that I would recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.